it looks like the government's post-election honeymoon is over, all thanks to those revolting crossbenchers.
I would consider telling them where to stick their bills, because I've had a gutful of it.
Tasmanian Senator Jackie Lambie today threatening to hold back support of government bills unless it toughens up in the battle against corruption. At the centre of the scandal, Crown Casino.
In 2012 to 2018, between the Liberals, the Nationals and the Labor Party, Crown gave them in donations well in excess of $1.5 million. We have a problem with politicians, what I believe, being bought.
On Sunday, 60 Minutes reported the multi-billion-dollar Aussie gaming empire partnered with international criminal fugitives, struck deals with a Melbourne brothel owner suspected of sex trafficking, allowed hundreds of millions of dollars to be laundered through its casinos, and had extraordinary access to government, helping it get around standard border force procedures.
I look at this and there are neon lights flashing. To me, this is very, very clearly it's a money laundering activity.
Yesterday, further allegations against Crown from crossbencher Andrew Wilkie of drug use, violence against women and border force failures, allowing the casino's high rollers to skip visa checks.
Crown is Crown. No one touches Crown. You know, there is no law at Crown. You literally get what you want and you do what you want.
Today, Parliament's crossbenchers joined forces, targeting both the major parties.
There are corrupt politicians in the federal parliament and they're scared stiff of an integrity commission.
They're morally corrupt, there's no doubt about that.
So can we trust our pollies to clean up a corrupt system when it's in their interest to make sure nothing changes?
Well, a former Labor power broker and senator who knows firsthand that money talks in Canberra, Sam Dastyari, joins us now. Sam, the crossbench is revolting against the government. They're calling for a serious investigation, a parliamentary inquiry. It's not just the government, though, that are opposing this. It's Labor as well. Why are both sides shutting this down?
Yeah, look, I think Labor mistakenly got caught up in the tactics of this whole thing. As someone who's been on the wrong end of this debate, my very strong suggestion and advice has been from the start that, you know, integrity, the perception of integrity and integrity are the same thing. And, you know, you can't play parliamentary games with this kind of stuff. You can't play parliamentary tactics. The public is watching and they want full disclosure. They want full integrity.
Crown does have a track record of hiring former pollies from both sides. Is that a strategy to build more influence in Canberra?
Well, look, yeah, I mean, Crown do it, the mining companies do it, big business does it. There is a long line of politicians who go into doing these things afterwards. And frankly, if you have a federal ICAC and you have integrity, look, there's nothing wrong with former politicians being hired. There's nothing wrong with them having a job post-politics. I think everyone supports that. What people don't want is improper influence peddling. And if you have integrity in the process, if you have things like a federal ICAC, then you don't have this issue, because those legitimate questions that you're just asking, Carrie, about whether or not power is wrongly being abused can actually be judged independently. And days like today do nothing about restoring confidence in Parliament. And look, I'm coming to you as someone who's
Sam,
been on the other side of this.
You're there as someone, as an ex-polly who's now spruiking the virtue of reform. Why do you guys always do it when you're out of Parliament? Never when you're there?
I think so many of the parliamentarians become so obsessed, and I certainly was when I was there, with are you playing within the rules to the letter? But public perception of integrity is integrity. And my message to them, and I think the lesson of what was the downfall of my career really should be that it's not good enough just to be on the legal right side. You have to give people confidence, and how you act and behave is that test. And frankly, I think today was not a proud day for the Parliament.
Sam, you say lesson, but I am a bit more positive. I see opportunity. Crown love Chinese money. You don't mind a bit of Chinese money either. Have you thought about going to get a gig for
No, I certainly mind it a lot. I paid a very high price for it. I mind it a whole lot.
I mean, so will you go and work with Crown?
Well, they haven't offered me a job, and I'm not sure they're about to after this interview.
Hey, Sam, did you see the story today about all the bans they're suggesting for Parliament?
The bans, yeah, the mobile phone ban, yes, I think they're good moves. I think question time has become a joke. You know, I think the whole thing has been quite ridiculous. I mean, 10 people participate in question time and the rest of them sit there acting like there's some hilarious joke that no one else ever gets.
You can't tell me you weren't a serial offender spending the whole time texting when you were in the Parliament.
Peter, I texted you all the time from question time, that is true.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Thanks.
to overseas now. The world's largest steam locomotive, known as Big Boy, is travelling from Chicago to Iowa with some people